Are you tired of feeling like your habits control you rather than the other way around? How can we build the habits that we always wanted to build and break the bad ones? Have you ever wondered why is it so hard for you to stop playing too much video games and start doing more exercise? This is what we are going to talk about today. After this video, you should be able to take action right away. If you are new here, my name is Albert. In this channel, we will be discussing the topic around personal growth, personal development, and mindset stuff, where I share what I've learned from the books I read and what I experienced throughout my life so that we can grow together. Be sure to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you find this video helpful. Let's begin. Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is the book that helped me build and breaks my habit. It is a wildly popular book and very practical. You see, over 90% of our behaviors are habitual. That means most of what we do every day is automatic. But what if we could reprogram those habits for the better? Of course, we will not go through the entire book because it is impossible to squeeze everything into one video. Instead, we will dive in on the 4 simple steps that form a habit and the 4 laws of behavior change that can help you build and break any habits. The steps that form a habit are pretty simple and straightforward. It starts with cue, craving, respond, and reward. The moment when I saw these steps, I realized, whoa, it seems relatable to almost all the habits that I can think of. The steps can be presented with the habit loop, where we have the problem face at the top and the solution face at the bottom. Now, let's pick an example. Let's say eating too much snacks. Now, cue is what triggers you to perform a certain behavior or action. In this case, the cue is that snack on your table. Then this will lead to craving. When you saw the snack, your mind starts to crave for it. Then you will respond by grabbing the snack and start eating. The reward is the satisfaction that you got from eating the snack, although you knew it is unhealthy. But yeah, screw it. When you look at the habit loop again, just think of any habit, no matter good or bad. It will always start with a cue and end with a reward. Wondering why you keep playing too much video games? Cue can be different for different people. It could be the phone itself, it could be the text message that you receive from your friends when they are inviting you to play together. When you saw the text message, you start to crave and respond. The reward is the satisfaction you got from playing the game. Same goes to social media, right? When you receive a notification that someone reacted and commented on a post, then you wanted to find out. You unlock your phone and check on it. The reward is the satisfaction you got from checking that post. Like is what satisfies people nowadays. We are attention seeker. Now, it is not hard to understand how a habit is formed. Habit loop explains it all. But what is important here is that how can we build the good habits and break the bad ones? Alright, good habit like exercise, study more, read more books seems taking forever. Too much video games, social media, junk food seems unbreakable. But the 4 laws of behavior change can help you build and break any habit. Now, once you understand the habit loop and the 4 laws of behavior change, you can start to build and break any habit right away. Hey, if you find this video helpful so far, consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribe. Let's move on. Before we go into the 4 laws of behavior change, let's pick some habits so that I can explain better. For the good habits, let's say exercise and read more books. For the bad habits, too much video games and social media. These are typical examples, so I guess most of you can really relate yourself to this, right? And I would personally suggest you to pay more attention on the first and third law, which I personally found it to be most useful. First law, make it obvious, make it invisible. First law is for cue. To build a good habit, you need to make the cue so obvious to you where you can see it all the time. For exercise, where do you keep your sports shoes? Inside the shoe rack? Read more books. But the book is in the bookshelf at the corner of your room. Then you won't be triggered because you don't see them often enough. Take your sports shoes out and put it in a place where you can see it all the time. Place the book that you wanted to read at the living room or on your work desk, a place where you spend most of your time. Finding yourself playing too much video games? Unplug your PS5 and put it in the storeroom and shut the door. Find yourself distracted by phone all the time. Try to turn off the notification of your social media, games, or any other apps that is pulling your attention. And trust me, this works like a charm. Or you can try to wear a smartwatch, right? Sometimes when your phone buzzes, you do not know what is the notification when your phone is in your pocket. But with a smartwatch, you can see what is coming in, and trust me, most of the time, It is not something that you need to respond right away. Then you can decide to react later. Smartwatch help me to cut down a lot of screen time. Because every time when we unlock the phone, we will not just reply to that text message that we receive. We will start craving for Facebook and Instagram. Where smartwatch help you cut down and reduce the tendency of you picking up a phone and the notification for games and social media turn off, you will find yourself slowly break away from the bad habit of too much phone. Also, you can try out the habit stacking. We all have some routine that we will do every day. We do it by default. For example, brush teeth and having breakfast. For me, every morning after I meditate, I will start reading my book. After that, I will write my journal. So meditation become the cue of me starting to read my book. And the book become the cue for writing journal, a part of physical item. Alright, your daily habit can also be the cue for you to build more good habits around it. Design your environment in a way that the cue for good habits is just so visible and obvious to you, and hide away the cue for bad habits. What you see all the time is what triggers you. Second law, make it attractive, make it unattractive. Second law is for craving. Craving is the sense that something is missing. The gap between your current state and the desired state provide a reason for you to act. In the book, the author mentioned about temptation bundling. To build a good habit, you need to make it attractive to do. But sometimes what we wanted to do just wasn't attractive. So we can bundle it up with something else. Or we should say, link an action that you want to do with an action that you need to do. For example, exercise, right? You can bundle it up with your favorite podcast or your favorite music, where you listen to them when you are doing exercise, or maybe you're running on a treadmill. Then you can watch your favorite show at the same time. Another way is to join the culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior for them. Surround yourself with people and groups that already been doing what you wanted to do. If you want to start reading more books, alright, you can join some reader group or go to the library or bookstore nearby where people are sitting down and reading there. Get to know some people and you will slowly find yourself falling into the group. For you to break a bad habit, you need to make it unattractive. One problem we have is that we like to keep our thoughts in our brain. With this, we cannot have the clear picture. Write down on a piece of paper the benefit of avoiding a bad habit and the consequences of that bad habit. Once you write it down, you will have a clearer picture about the bad habit and it will somehow become unattractive to do anymore. Well, to be very honest, I did not apply much of second law when I'm building my good habits because I personally found that third law helped me much better. Third law, make it easy, make it difficult. Third law is for response. Response is where we start taking action. To build a good habit, we need to reduce the friction. When we are presented with two choices, the easier one usually wins. Part of least resistance will always be the path that we choose. In the book, the author mentioned about the 2 minutes rule, which I personally find it to be extremely useful. When we're starting to build a new habit, we need to make it very easy to do. 2 minutes rule means we do something for 2 minutes and then we stop. If you tell yourself, I want to run 10 kilometers a day, or you want to read 50 or 100 pages a day, you can do it in the first couple of days. You will then drop that habit super quick because we don't like to do hard things for long. So instead of telling yourself to run 10 km a day, just do exercise for 2 minutes a day. Just read for 2 minutes a day. Depending on your reading speed, 1 page or 2 pages doesn't matter. You might feel stupid because we always think of all or nothing. Read and exercise for 2 minutes a day. This is not what we wanted to achieve. But hear me out. The point here is to allow yourself to show up every single day. That is habit. Do something for 2 minutes a day. It should be easy for you to convince yourself to do it. Once you have that habit, you can then slowly increase the pace. You cannot improve a habit that doesn't exist. Standardize before you optimize. Once you have the habit of reading for 2 minutes every single day, you will find yourself slowly read more and more because you already been reading every day anyway. And trust me, I start with this book right here, okay? I start with this book and I apply the 2 minutes rule. And now I can easily read 20 to 30 pages a day. As for the habit of too much video game and social media, a part of turning off the notification that we learned earlier, we need to make it harder to perform. How? Remove the social media apps from your home screen and leave it in the app library so that you don't get instant access to it every time you unlock your phone, and then log out every time after you use the social media. So every time you need to unlock your phone, you need to find that app in your app library, you need to key in your password and log in before you can use it. Or you can try out an app called OneSec, where you will not have the direct access to the app. You need to wait until it finishes counting down. The point here is to add more friction to it, make it harder to perform. Another example is that you can put your PS5 controller in the drawer at the corner of your room and lock it. So every time before you can play, you need to walk into the room, you need to unlock the drawer, take out the controller, and walk out from the room before you can play. So make the action so easy to perform to build good habits, and make it difficult to perform to break a bad habit. And remember, at the starting point, make it so easy to do so that you can show up every single day no matter what. Fourth law, make it satisfying, make it unsatisfying. The fourth and final law is for rewards. Our brain prioritizes rewards. So what gets rewarded gets repeated. But it is always not that easy, because the reward for good habit is not instant, it's not immediate. You don't get muscle overnight. You don't gain knowledge overnight. It takes time. But the reward for bad habits like playing too much video games, smoking, the reward is immediate. You will get that instant satisfaction the moment you start playing, the moment you start smoking. Which is why it is so hard for a smoker to stop smoking and start doing exercise, even though they knew lung cancer is waiting for them ahead. It is so hard for people to stop playing video games and start reading. It will take them forever. Instant reward is more powerful. For you to build a good habit, you can try out Habit Tracker, which I personally found it to be very useful. The satisfaction you got from checking all the boxes every day, and look at it again when you hit 10 days straight, 20 days straight, and so on. Another method is to bring the reward forward. We always ignore small wins, and we need to learn to celebrate small wins. Every time when you successfully read and exercise every single day for the whole week, then you need to celebrate it. Treat yourself with something good. Don't fall for all or nothing. Don't think about there's nothing to be happy about running 1 kilometer a day. I want to run 10 kilometers a day. You are not aiming to be an athlete. You just want to build a habit so that you can have a healthier body, right? For you to break a habit, just get an accountability partner to watch over you. So every time when you exceed a certain amount of screen time, or you miss a gym day, you need to pay that person a certain amount of money or any other thing. The point here is to add in punishment. Just like how a country is using punishment to govern their people. If you did something wrong, you will be punished. Of course, in breaking a bad habit, it's not that serious. But getting an accountability partner is always good, because he will keep an eye on you, and the punishment you get will make things very unsatisfying. There we have it, the habit loop and the 4 laws of behavior change. It is not hard for you to understand, and it is very practical for you to implement right away. Your habits shape your life more than you realize. It is time for you to take control and design the life you want. Hope the video helps, and these are the lessons that I learned from one single book right here, but help me build many good habits and be able to stick to it. Hit the like button if you think this video is helpful, share it to your friends and family, and subscribe for more of my future video. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.